Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Speak Up. I'm Ryan, your guide on this exciting journey to mastering English fluency, and I want to start by thanking each and every one of you for joining us today. It's your dedication to learning English. Whether you're looking to learn English fast, speak English confidently, or simply improve English fluency, that motivates us to bring you these practical tips every day. Today, I'm thrilled to introduce my co-host, the ever-insightful Priya, who's here to help us navigate the exciting road ahead. Now, before we dive into our content, I want to share something that might just change the way you approach your language learning. What if I told you that in just 90 days, you could go from stumbling over sentences to speaking English fluently, confidently, and even thinking in English without translating? Imagine being able to engage in daily English conversation without the nagging fear of making common English mistakes. Sounds impossible, right? Well, stick with us, because today we're breaking down exactly how to make this happen, step by step. Whether you're just starting out as an English for Beginners learner, or you're looking to overcome the fear of speaking English in real-life situations, this episode is crafted just for you. So, get ready to learn English fast and effectively, and let's set the stage for a journey that promises to transform your language skills in just 3 months.
Hello, everyone. I'm Priya, and I'm absolutely delighted to be here with you on Speak Up. First and foremost, a huge thank you for tuning in and for your commitment to growing your English skills. Today, we're diving into something truly transformative: how to master English fluency in 90 days. And let me tell you, this isn't just another magic pill solution. It's a science-backed, practical roadmap that has helped countless learners to speak English confidently and naturally. We're going to share insights that will guide you on how to think in English, so you no longer have to translate in your head, and reveal simple, effective strategies to improve your pronunciation and overcome common challenges. Whether you're preparing for a job interview with business English vocabulary, or just trying to build a solid foundation with everyday conversation, our tips and tricks are designed to work for everyone, including those who are a bit shy or introverted. Today's episode is all about empowering you to fix English grammar mistakes, master shadowing techniques for fluency, and embrace an immersive learning environment where you can truly speak English without hesitation. Let's jump in and explore the roadmap to becoming the fluent speaker you've always wanted to be.
Now that we're all set, let me give you a quick preview of what we'll be covering today. We've structured this episode into 6 clear, actionable sections to help you master English fluency in just 90 days. First, we'll talk about setting SMART goals for fluency, a step that will empower you to learn English fast by giving you a clear target to work towards. Next, we'll delve into building daily immersion habits that create an environment where you can practice English listening and conversation naturally. Then, we'll explore mastering the shadowing technique to sound natural and overcome any hesitation you might have in speaking English. We'll also focus on how to think in English, so you no longer have to worry about translating every thought from your native language. After that, we'll address fixing common English mistakes that slow you down, providing you with practical tips to speak English confidently and correctly. Finally, we'll wrap up with strategies for tracking your progress using a 90-day Fluency Journal, ensuring you stay motivated and can see your growth day by day. And don't worry, whether you're at home, traveling, or gearing up for a job interview, we've also got some free resources and the best apps to learn English integrated into today's session.
Exactly, Ryan. I'm really excited about what we have planned for you today. As we go through each of these steps, you'll notice that our approach is all about providing science-backed and practical strategies to help you overcome the fear of speaking English and build real-life fluency. We'll cover everything from how to speak English without hesitation to using techniques like the shadowing technique for fluency, which is fantastic for perfecting your accent and improving your English pronunciation. And remember, every tip we share is designed to help you engage in daily English conversation, making your learning experience not only efficient, but also fun and natural. We believe that everyone should have access to top-notch resources. So whether you're an English for Beginners learner or you're looking to advance your skills for professional settings, there's something in today's episode for you. So get ready to take some serious notes, embrace these practical strategies, and transform your English speaking skills in just 90 days. Let's dive in and make sure you can speak English confidently, impress in job interviews, and truly enjoy the journey of learning English. Stay tuned, and let's embark on this exciting journey together.
All right, let's kick things off with our very first step, setting SMART goals. When we talk about SMART goals, we mean goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework is essential if you want to learn English fast and effectively. Imagine setting a goal like, I'll learn 5 new business English vocabulary words every day. It's specific, measurable, and perfectly tailored to help you grow your language skills quickly. Or consider another goal. I'll practice English listening practice by watching a Netflix show for 20 minutes each night. This approach not only helps build your vocabulary, but also fine-tunes your listening skills by exposing you to real-life English conversations. I always encourage you to write these goals down and track your progress. When you have clear targets in place, every small win builds your confidence, and you can see tangible results week after week. This mindset of structured goal setting is one of the most effective strategies for anyone determined to speak English confidently and naturally in just 90 days.
Absolutely, Ryan. And let's stress the importance of making these SMART goals a part of your daily routine. When you write down your objectives, you create a roadmap for success that keeps you motivated. For instance, using apps like the best apps to learn English, think Anki or Quizlet, can help you organize your vocabulary practice. These tools are fantastic for ensuring that you're not just memorizing words randomly, but actually integrating them into your daily practice. And if you're prepping for IELTS or TOEFL, aligning your goals with those exam formats can give you that extra edge. Whether your aim is to nail business meetings with solid business English vocabulary or to boost your overall language proficiency, SMART goals provide a clear, structured way to get there. So grab a notebook or open your favorite note-taking app and start mapping out your language journey. This is where you begin to see the transformation, one small step at a time.
Building on what Priya just said, it's vital to remember that consistency is the key to mastering any language. By setting SMART goals, you're not only planning for immediate improvements, but you're also laying the groundwork for long-term fluency. Think about it. Every time you commit to a specific task, like dedicating 20 minutes to English listening practice or challenging yourself to learn 5 new vocabulary words, you're actively training your brain to think in English. This practice can help you overcome the fear of speaking English and ensure that you're ready for any real-life situation, whether it's a casual conversation or a critical job interview. Additionally, these small incremental improvements add up over time, making it easier to track your progress and adjust your learning strategies as needed. The structured approach of setting SMART goals not only gives you direction, but also transforms your learning experience into a dynamic journey of continuous growth and self-improvement.
Exactly, Ryan. And let's not forget that these goals can be personalized to suit your unique learning needs. For example, if you find that you're more comfortable with visual learning, you might integrate flashcards or mind maps into your daily routine to build your English vocabulary builder skills. If your priority is pronunciation, you might set a goal like, I'll record myself reading a short passage and then compare it with native speakers using available English accent training resources. This tailored approach ensures that you're addressing your specific areas of improvement, whether it's speaking fluently or understanding native English speakers in real time. The beauty of SMART goals is that they turn abstract ambitions into clear, achievable steps. So take a moment each day to review your progress, adjust your targets if necessary, and celebrate even the smallest successes. By doing this, you're not just learning English. You're building a robust system that supports your journey to speak English confidently and without hesitation. Remember, every small step forward is a victory on the road to fluency. Let's dive into our second step, daily immersion. Now, immersion doesn't necessarily mean moving abroad. It's all about creating your very own English bubble right where you are. Imagine waking up each day and surrounding yourself with the language you want to master. One of the best ways to do this is by integrating English podcasts for learning, like the one you're listening to now, into your daily routine. Whether you're commuting, exercising, or just taking a break, These podcasts can help you absorb natural conversation and real-life language usage. Additionally, watching movies on Netflix with subtitles is a fantastic way to learn English with movies. As you watch, you not only enjoy the story, but also pick up on idioms and phrases that native speakers use. Another simple but effective method is to label objects in your home with sticky notes in English. Over time, this constant exposure will reinforce your vocabulary and help you start to think in English, rather than always translating from your native language.
That's right, Priya. Daily immersion is all about consistency and exposure. One practical tip for enhancing your immersion is to focus on your English pronunciation tips. For instance, try mimicking YouTube influencers or watching TED Talks in English. When you watch these videos, pay close attention to how speakers enunciate their words, the rhythm of their speech, and even the subtle differences in accents. It's a great way to become aware of British versus American English nuances naturally. I also recommend recording yourself while you practice. This simple act not only helps you gauge your progress, but also allows you to compare your pronunciation with native speakers. Over time, you'll notice improvements in clarity and confidence. And don't worry if it feels challenging at first. Every time you expose yourself to English through these varied methods, you're training your brain to understand and process the language more effectively. Daily exposure is the key to understanding native English speakers and speaking confidently.
Exactly, Ryan. Daily immersion is about integrating English seamlessly into every part of your day. Another aspect I'd like to highlight is how you can tailor your immersion based on your interests. If you're a fan of cooking, for example, try watching cooking shows in English. If travel is your passion, explore travel vlogs that not only entertain but also introduce you to cultural expressions and conversational English. The more you immerse yourself, the more natural it becomes to absorb everyday vocabulary and expressions, allowing you to communicate effortlessly. Remember, every time you listen to an English podcast, watch a movie, or even chat with friends online in English, you're sharpening your listening and speaking skills. These immersive activities not only help you understand native speakers better, but also enable you to pick up subtle nuances in the language. By creating an environment where English is a constant presence, you're setting yourself up to learn English fast and effectively.
And to add to that, Priya, let's not underestimate the power of active practice alongside passive listening. Try to mimic the speakers you admire by shadowing their dialogues. This is a proven method to enhance your accent and fluency. As you listen and repeat, you'll find that your ability to understand native speakers improves dramatically. Experiment with different resources. Alternate between English podcasts for learning, movies, and even engaging in daily English conversation online. The goal is to make English a natural part of your daily life. Incorporate everything from watching your favorite shows with subtitles to even interacting on social media in English. By doing so, you're not just passively absorbing information, you're actively participating in your language development. This holistic approach will significantly improve your understanding of native English speakers, as well as boost your overall fluency and confidence when speaking English. So, keep experimenting with different methods, and remember that every bit of practice brings you one step closer to fluency. All right, moving on to one of my favorite techniques, shadowing. Shadowing is truly gold when it comes to building fluency. What it involves is simple. You play a short audio clip of a real-life English conversation, then pause and repeat exactly how the speaker said it, their tone, speed, and even their use of slang, including those fun English slang words. This technique helps build muscle memory for fluency, which is essential if you're looking to speak English confidently and naturally. By mimicking the rhythm and intonation of native speakers, you not only improve your pronunciation, but also your overall listening skills. And remember, it's not just about repetition, it's about immersing yourself in the natural flow of the language. With each practice session, you'll notice a gradual improvement in how smoothly you can replicate those natural patterns. This method is an incredibly effective way to train your ear and your mouth simultaneously. Key components in your journey to learn English fast.
Exactly, Ryan. When you start using the shadowing technique, begin with shorter clips, say 1-minute segments, so that you can really focus on imitating every nuance of the speaker. For those just starting out, or even if you're a bit nervous about speaking out loud, this method can be a real game changer. I recommend using apps like Audacity, which lets you slow down the audio if needed, or even browsing through Spotify podcasts where you can find a variety of topics. As you work through these short segments, you'll soon start to sound like a native speaker without hesitation. It's a practical way to work on your English pronunciation tips while also engaging in a form of daily English conversation practice, even if it's just with yourself at first. This consistent, focused practice will help you develop the muscle memory required to speak naturally, allowing you to build confidence in your everyday conversations.
Building on what you said, Priya, once you get comfortable with these 1-minute clips, challenge yourself with slightly longer segments. The goal is to gradually expose yourself to more complex structures and faster speech patterns. This approach not only helps you grasp the rhythm of native speakers, but also makes the transition from mimicking to speaking spontaneously much smoother. Think of it as a gradual workout for your language muscles. By consistently practicing with these audio clips, you'll be able to internalize the patterns of natural speech. Whether it's picking up on subtle English idioms and phrases or noticing the slight differences between British versus American English, shadowing provides you with an opportunity to fine-tune every aspect of your spoken English. Each session reinforces your confidence and helps you speak English without hesitation, so that eventually responding in a real-life conversation feels as natural as breathing.
And to add a little more detail, remember that the key to success with shadowing is repetition and gradual progression. Start by imitating short, manageable segments, and then gradually increase the length and complexity of the clips. Use this technique to not only improve your pronunciation, but also to internalize common English expressions and everyday vocabulary. This way, you'll be better prepared for both formal settings, like job interviews where you might need business English vocabulary, and casual conversations where you want to sound relaxed and confident. Over time, as you become more comfortable, you'll notice that your speech flows more naturally and that you're able to understand native speakers better. It's all about creating that seamless transition from structured practice to spontaneous dialogue. So, set aside regular time for shadowing in your daily routine, and before you know it, you'll be speaking English confidently, just like a native speaker. Now, let's talk about a crucial step in mastering English fluency: learning how to think in English and stopping the habit of translating in your head. You see, constantly translating can actually kill your fluency. It slows you down and makes your speech sound labored. Instead, start small by naming objects around you in English. For instance, as you go about your day, turn everyday items into an English vocabulary builder exercise. Look around your room and label items mentally or even out loud. Describe simple actions as you perform them. For example, while cooking, you might say, "I'm chopping onions, it smells strong." Or while showering, describe the sensation of the warm water. These simple sentences will gradually train your brain to process information directly in English. This method is especially helpful for English for beginners learners who might be used to translating from their native language. Remember, the goal is to create a natural, uninterrupted flow of thought in English, so try to immerse yourself in the language as much as possible by engaging all your senses.
That's a fantastic point, Priya. Building on that, I'd like to emphasize that shifting your inner monologue to English is a gradual process that requires regular practice. Start by integrating small habits into your daily routine. For example, every morning, as you wake up, try to think about your plans for the day in English. Instead of mentally translating from your native language, describe your schedule directly in English. If you're struggling, don't worry. That's perfectly normal at first. One practical strategy is to use flashcards designed for English for beginners that feature pictures alongside words. This helps bypass the translation process entirely and builds a direct association between the image and the English word. Over time, as you practice more, you'll find that you can quickly form sentences and express your thoughts without pausing to translate. This technique not only boosts your fluency, but also sharpens your overall language skills. By gradually replacing your internal dialogue with English, you'll start to notice a significant improvement in your speaking and thinking speed, making it easier to participate in real-life English conversations without hesitation.
Exactly, Ryan. And here's another tip. Try to immerse yourself in English during your downtime by engaging in simple activities that force you to use the language. For instance, if you're watching TV or browsing social media, challenge yourself to think about the content in English rather than your native language. As you do this, try using simple sentences to describe what you see. It might sound like, "I'm scrolling through my feed and I see a beautiful sunset." These everyday exercises will gradually build your confidence and help you transition to thinking in English automatically. Additionally, consider joining English conversation groups or even speaking aloud to yourself when alone. This helps reinforce the habit of thinking directly in English. Utilizing these strategies can transform your language learning experience from one of constant translation to one of natural, fluid communication. With regular practice, you'll soon be able to bypass that mental translation step and engage in English with greater ease and clarity.
Absolutely, Priya. And let's not underestimate the power of consistency here. The more you practice thinking in English, the quicker you'll start to see improvements in your fluency. I suggest setting aside a few minutes each day dedicated solely to this exercise. You could start by narrating your daily activities in English, whether you're making breakfast, commuting to work, or even tidying up your space. As you describe these actions, focus on using new vocabulary and phrases you've learned from your English Vocabulary Builder exercises. This will not only reinforce your memory, but also help you internalize common expressions and idioms naturally. Over time, these small efforts add up, and you'll notice that your thoughts start to flow in English without the need for constant translation. And if you ever feel stuck, remember that using English flashcards or even voice recording yourself can serve as an excellent checkpoint to measure your progress. With patience and persistence, you'll build the confidence to think and ultimately speak in English effortlessly. This is the key to unlocking true fluency and becoming a more natural, confident speaker. Now let's talk about something every learner encounters: mistakes. Even advanced learners make mistakes. Whether it's mixing up prepositions, getting tense mix-ups wrong, remember, mastering English tenses is crucial, or even overusing simple adjectives like very. One common error I've noticed is saying, "I'm boring," when you really mean, "I'm bored." That little slip can change the meaning entirely. To help you catch these errors, I highly recommend keeping a mistake journal. Every time you notice a misstep, be it in your writing or speaking, jot it down. Reviewing these mistakes on a weekly basis can help you identify recurring issues and work on them systematically. This isn't just about correcting errors, it's about understanding why the mistake happened and learning how to prevent it in the future. Whether you're working on English grammar made easy techniques or trying to refine your business English vocabulary for professional settings, this practice can make a huge difference. It's all part of the journey to speak English confidently and fluently. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're a natural part of the learning process and a sign that you're pushing your limits.
Absolutely, Ryan. And I can't stress enough how valuable it is to seek feedback on your mistakes. One effective way is to join online forums or take advantage of free English learning resources available on the internet. For instance, platforms like Grammarly can provide real-time feedback on your writing, helping you spot issues such as tense errors or incorrect preposition usage. Engaging in communities where learners and native speakers interact can also offer you insights into common English mistakes. When you post your writing or even ask questions in these forums, you're not only learning from your own errors, but also from the experiences of others. This collaborative approach reinforces the idea that mistakes are simply stepping stones toward mastery. Moreover, when you review your mistake journal, try to understand the underlying rule, like why we say "I'm bored" instead of "I'm boring," so that you can apply this knowledge in future conversations. The more you familiarize yourself with these corrections, the faster you'll be able to fix your errors on the fly and eventually eliminate them from your everyday language.
Building on that, let's dive a bit deeper into how you can actively work on fixing these mistakes. One of the most effective strategies is to practice by rewriting sentences correctly in your mistake journal. For instance, if you catch yourself using the wrong tense or a preposition in a sentence, rewrite it in its correct form and say it aloud. This practice not only reinforces the correct usage, but also builds your confidence in using English naturally. Think of it as a workout for your language skills. Every time you correct an error, you're strengthening your grasp on the rules. In addition, integrating resources that focus on English grammar made easy can be extremely helpful. These resources break down complex rules into manageable steps, making it easier to remember and apply them. The goal here is not to feel discouraged by mistakes, but to see them as proof that you're actively engaging with the language. Each error is an opportunity to learn something new and to fine-tune your skills until you're speaking English confidently, whether in casual conversation or in more formal settings like job interviews.
Exactly, Ryan. And don't forget that every mistake you make is a signal that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself. As you work through your mistake journal, try to reflect on each error and understand its context. Sometimes, all it takes is a small reminder, like a note on why a particular preposition doesn't fit in a sentence, to avoid the same mistake in the future. In addition to personal reflection, consider pairing up with a study buddy or joining a language exchange group where you can get constructive feedback in real time. This interactive practice is invaluable, especially when you're trying to master English tenses or refine your use of idioms and phrases. Also, make it a habit to review your journal periodically. This will help you see patterns in your mistakes and allow you to track your progress over time. Remember, the goal isn't to achieve perfection overnight, but to build a solid foundation that will support your journey to speak English confidently and naturally. Every correction is a step forward in your quest to overcome common English mistakes and truly master the language. Finally, let's talk about digital world. In today's digital world, technology can truly be your best friend when it comes to mastering English fluency. There are countless resources available at your fingertips that can make your learning journey both fun and effective. Think about it. With just a smartphone or computer, you have access to interactive language games, comprehensive language courses, and even virtual classrooms that can help you learn English fast. For instance, many of the best apps to learn English offer structured lessons, daily challenges, and real-time feedback that cater to your individual needs. Whether you're interested in improving your English pronunciation or looking to boost your vocabulary through an English vocabulary builder, these tools can help you reach your goals faster than ever before. And the best part? Most of these apps are designed to be engaging and adaptive, meaning they evolve with your progress and keep you motivated as you work towards speaking English confidently.
Absolutely, Priya. I'd also like to highlight that while premium apps offer a lot of value, there's a treasure trove of free resources out there as well. Don't overlook the free English learning resources that are available on the internet. There are plenty of podcasts, YouTube channels, and websites that offer practical tips and immersive experiences. For example, listening to English podcasts like ours during your commute can significantly improve your English listening practice, while watching movies on Netflix in English with subtitles helps you learn English with movies. Moreover, joining online forums or virtual language exchange sessions can provide you with real-life conversation practice and expose you to native English speakers. By integrating these diverse methods into your daily routine, you create a balanced learning environment that's both stimulating and effective. It's all about mixing up your study methods to keep things interesting and accelerate your progress in mastering English fluency.
Exactly, Ryan. Variety is truly the spice of life when it comes to language learning. One of the most exciting aspects of leveraging technology is that it allows you to customize your learning experience. For instance, if you're more inclined towards visual learning, you can use video tutorials and interactive apps that focus on English accent training and English pronunciation tips. Alternatively, if you love reading and listening, you might explore online courses or even join free virtual classes that offer a blend of both. And let's not forget about the power of social media. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or even Facebook groups dedicated to English learners can be fantastic for engaging in daily English conversation and sharing tips with others. These communities can provide invaluable support and practical advice that complements your self-study efforts. So, whether you're practicing business English vocabulary for professional growth or simply trying to understand native English speakers better, leveraging technology ensures that your learning is dynamic, accessible, and fun.
To add to that, it's important to remember that consistency in using these technological resources is key. Think of it as creating a personal English lab where every day you try a new method. Maybe one day you focus on shadowing techniques using Spotify podcasts, and the next you dive into interactive language games that help you learn English fast. This diversified approach not only keeps your routine interesting, but also helps you cover all aspects of language learning, from vocabulary building and grammar practice to accent training and real-life conversation skills. And for those of you looking for an extra boost, free tools like Grammarly can help you fix English grammar mistakes as you write, while apps that offer TOEFL preparation strategies or IELTS speaking tips can prepare you for standardized tests. The key here is to keep experimenting until you find the mix of resources that works best for you. With dedication and the right tools, you'll be well on your way to mastering English fluency. So embrace the variety, make use of these incredible resources, and enjoy the journey to speak English confidently and naturally. Thank you for joining us on this 90-day fluency journey. Remember, set clear, smart goals, immerse yourself in English daily, and keep practicing consistently. Your progress is just around the corner.
We appreciate you listening to Speak Up. Keep leveraging the resources and tips we shared, and soon you'll be speaking English confidently. Until next time, stay curious and keep speaking up.